What's going on? It's the RapNerd. I just got back from seeing Final Destination Bloodlines. This is the 6th entry in the franchise, and here we're following a new final girl by the name of Stephanie, who is trying to figure out why death is plaguing her family. So she does research to do as all of the other folks in these movies have done and find their way to cheat death. Now, that is very vague. There's a lot more going on than that, but I don't want to spoil anything because I love this film, number one, but the great thing about it is it takes liberties with what we know about the franchise and uses it to its advantage in ways that expound upon the lore and also bring something new and fresh to how the lore has always been. And to continue on with the lore, this is one of the better requels that we've seen in all of these years. It fits right in there with Halloween 2018 and Scream 5. I could definitely tell that the writers looked at those films and were like, those work the best, so let me pull what works for those movies into here. So to start, these movies always begin with a premonition of death and how things work, and I feel like this premonition is very, very effective. I actually loved it, and if you've seen the trailer, you know that it starts in the 60s, I believe, and I feel like just having something that takes place in the past brings a whole different possibility to what these movies could go if they continue to make them, because I wonder how they would do something if there were visions in the 20s, in the 1800s. That opens up a door for a lot to be done, because the trailers do show moments from that opening, but it's way more fleshed out. I think it's about 10 minutes alone, so you really see the domino blocks fall from a mile away to build so much tension when shit actually goes haywire. And I love the way that it's directed and edited throughout that really put a lot of focus on the tension, as I mentioned. That's a bar. You know, similarly to how the past movies cut to certain things on screen to show, like, oh, this pipe is bursting, oh, the water's leaking, oh, this spray can just fell over, oh, the window opened. Like, it does that in this film, but I feel like it intensifies it in the way that it's edited alongside the music, and I thought that that was great. As far as the characterization goes, like I said, you're with a new final girl by the name of Stephanie, who I think is doing a good job. I think she does enough to make you care for her in the same way that we've seen in the other films. Of course, some don't do it as well, but she actually feels like a good person that you can root for and hope not to see die. And then she's accompanied by her brother, who really are able to sell this brother and sister relationship to make you fall in love with both of them, and they are enjoyable characters. Now, everybody else is kind of just recyclable, typical archetypes with a lot of the characters. Everybody played their part the way they're supposed to in the Final Destination film. And speaking of characterization, rest in peace, in loving memory to Tony Todd. This was his final movie role that he was in, and I gotta say, when I watched that, it really choked me up, because the things that he was saying were so eerily joyful that I couldn't help but, like, it hit me in the feels a lot. Like, it's almost like they wrote this role for him, or he delivered it in a way that he knows that this was, you know, gonna be his final scene, and like, just for that scene alone, I think is worth seeing if you're a fan of Tony Todd in this franchise. Like, he has always been the staple of all of these movies, so to see them give him a nice send-off this way, it really, yeah. Anyway, sorry. I don't want to say what he said, but man, it's just crazy how movies find you. Like, in a way, not even movies, but just art. How art can find you during a time when you need to hear something. And what he said, like, hit me in the heart. And I know it's going to hit a lot of people who have seen it, because, man, it was just crazy to just, yeah. You just have to see that for yourself. I don't want to spoil anything. But I love what they did with that sequence, even dropping in old notes here and there. And the movie does that throughout. Like, I love the Final Destination score with those violin strings going. It moves it around in the film when it's necessary, and I thought it was great. So we cut off the waterworks, and let's get to what we know the Final Destination films for, the kills. This movie does not disappoint. There are kills, and they really go creative with it. You know, with today's technology, from VFX to also just what you can do with practical effects, they make for some gnarly kills that I have never seen done in the franchise, and hell, some of which I don't think I've seen done in a horror movie, period. So that was cool to see, man. None of which are spoiled. Even the scenes that they showed in the trailer, whether it be the teaser where they kind of lead you towards a direction of what's going on, or that clip of the guy in the tattoo shop, none of it goes the way that you see it coming. I can promise you that. There might be like one that happens how you see it, the end result, but the way we get there is a lot different. So just play the compare game. We have to do that. You know, there's 6 other movies. I don't think that this is the best one of the bunch, but it's damn near up there. Like, I could wholeheartedly see somebody saying that this is like their second or third favorite in the franchise. I will do my ranking to let you know where it lands, but I do think it's good. It's not terrible at all like that fourth one. That fourth one is bottom tier. So it's safe to say that the first trilogy, 5, and this one are all in fights with where you rank them, because this movie is good. So without giving up too much, I'm going to stop here, and I will say that if you are a fan of the franchise, definitely go see this film in theaters. It is way worth the ride. You will not be disappointed. So if you've seen Final Destination, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. What is your favorite scene? Mine might have to be the hospital kill. That shit was crazy. That's the one that I keep thinking about because I didn't see that one coming. And of course, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. And until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.